I'm in my new home. Yay! I'm so excited to be here. I wanted to kick off the first video in my new home with a gift idea video, and I just think that gift giving can be sometimes so tricky. Sometimes we know exactly what we want to get certain people, but most often I feel like we're like, what do we get someone who has everything? Or what do we get someone without giving them clutter or junk or filler gifts? Something that they're actually going to use and something that they're really going to enjoy. And I just had 5 ideas that I wanted to share with you today on thoughtful and, in my opinion, very worthy gift ideas that maybe you didn't think of. And sorry about that. Anyway, where were we? We're talking about 5 worthy gift ideas that you might want to consider giving to your loved ones this holiday season. And I really came up with this list because I was thinking about the type of gifts that I like receiving during the holiday season. And for me, I really don't like clutter. I don't like even giving people filler gifts either, where it's just something to open. I want to give gifts, especially to my close family friends who will enjoy something, who will get use out of something, or who may not have the time to actually do something. And so it's not necessarily that there's a money barrier for someone to get something like this, because I would say all of these are very affordable, but I do think there's kind of a laziness factor for most of us where we're like, oh, I'd love to do something like that, or I'd love to get something like that, but there's just, you never really quite get around to doing it. So when someone does the work for you or does the gift giving for you, then I think that's when the gift can be really well received and be like, oh my gosh, I've always wanted to do that. I've just never gotten around to doing it. So anyway, let's get into our list. So the first one is a functional gift. And I would say that this is for anyone in your life who is a very independent person or is becoming independent. So that could be kids in your life, that could be teenagers, women, or even men, or anyone who uses public transportation or even their own car, like in parking lots. I think personal safety is obviously something that is a very basic need, and I think that you might have peace of mind if you know that there is a tool to give a loved one to make sure that they remain safe or have some level of comfort of safety. So the first thing I'm referring to is actually this personal safety alarm. And this has no brand name, and basically it is something I just got on Amazon. I will link it below in case you're interested. There's lots of different brands out there, and I will say, I'll get to it in a second actually. Okay, let me just talk to you about what the functionality is. So this is a personal safety alarm, and it looks like this, and it's very small, handheld. And it comes with a key ring that you can attach to your keys, but there's also a larger ring that you can attach to it to attach to your handbags, to a backpack, to a belt loop, to whatever. It's a little bit more functional in terms of the size and where you can hang it. It also comes with a charger. So this is a personal safety alarm, as I said. It is basically, if you are ever being followed or approached by someone or attacked or whatever, God forbid, but it's a safety alarm where you pull it and there's no buttons on here that you could accidentally press and it will go off in your handbag and be embarrassing. It's basically you have to pull it, and you have to pull it quite hard to activate it, and it lights up like a strobe, and it sends off a really loud alarm to attract attention. So if you're in a parking lot and someone comes from behind and attacks you and you're getting your keys out to get to your car or something, you can just, I'm gonna pull it, it's gonna be a little bit loud. Okay, so that's what it sounds like, and you saw the strobe go off. So this is something that's really handy just to give you and maybe the person that you're gifting it to a little bit of peace of mind in terms of being able to alert other people around you and get help when needed. These come in a variety of different colors, like this. And this is 135 decibels. There's another brand called Hootie, which is much more expensive, and that's like more than double the price, I think. That brand is also, for a higher price point, is 5 decibels lower in volume. This is very affordable. If I recall, it was something like $30, 30 something dollars, and there was a coupon where you can tick it off for $15 off. So essentially I got it for like $15 or so. So very, very affordable. It could be a stocking stuffer, or it could be just a gift to someone like a friend, a coworker, or a family member that you really care about, who maybe takes public transport or is just very independent, but this gives them a little bit of peace of mind. So personal safety alarm could be a really good gift idea to gift to a loved one this holiday season. And again, super functional, and I think would be very useful and much appreciated by the person you're giving it to. So the second thing on my list I would call luxurious creature comforts. And these are like little things in your life that are maybe little upgrades that maybe you wouldn't want to splurge on yourself, but when you do get it gifted, it's like, oh wow, this is so bougie and nice, and like I wouldn't want to spend my money on it, or maybe it's not money well spent for me right now, but if I received it as a gift, that would be amazing. And a couple examples that I have is what I personally would enjoy receiving as a gift, one of them being really nice leather gloves. I think we all have really functional gloves, but when you get a really nice leather pair of gloves that are lined in cashmere and really warm and soft and luxurious. I also have a pair which is packed away in a box that I cannot find at the moment, but I also have rabbit lined fur, which I know if you're like an animal lover, I really apologize, so don't hate me for it, but that's another really warm and luxurious gift that you could give someone. Leather gloves is very hard wearing. Leather cashmere lined gloves or fur lined gloves or something luxurious like that makes all the difference. These gloves I've had for, I bought these in Bloomingdale's when I lived in New York City a long time ago. These are probably 20 years old. I used to wear these all the time, and I still do. They are in pretty good shape, actually. I mean, there's no holes or anything, but these are really well worn. And the way that leather gloves feel when you wear them after a while, they really soften. And it's such a wonderful, it just makes you feel really put together. When you have a nice outfit on and your coat, and then you just have a nice pair of leather gloves, they keep you warm. They just make you feel really good. Like wearing leather gloves makes me feel different than wearing a pair of wool mittens or gloves. So that might be one really good gift idea under the luxurious creature comforts. But the other is like a silk pillowcase. I actually have an entire silk bedding set, and I bought it a year ago before this house was even built and ready to go. I bought it at Bloomingdale's when I was there a year ago with my husband, and we're like, when this house is built, we're putting these silk sheets on the bed, and it's amazing. It makes a world of difference. Now, it is very expensive, but it makes a huge difference in your whole experience of sleeping or lounging on your skin and hair. And it's just something that probably most people don't think to buy themselves. So if you gave it as a gift, I feel like the person who might be receiving it might really appreciate it and be like, wow, that's a really nice gift, and something that they would actually use and enjoy. Again, a functional gift. So the third gift idea I have is edibles. I do love food, and I do love, in particular, I love pastries. So when my daughter asked me what I want for Christmas this year, I was like, actually, there's a gourmet donut shop very close to me that's local. And I'm like, get me a few of those gourmet donuts and I'm golden. If you like French pastries that are really bougie, getting like a box of a different selection of those is such a nice gift to give someone. And that's something that would warm my heart and my belly, and just something I love to receive. But if you didn't want to go that route, because I understand those are fresh foods, then you can obviously do something similar, but in a more pantry style way where you put a gift basket together. There's a lot of very specialty, perhaps Italian shops where you can get some really fancy pastas, really expensive olive oils that are really rich in flavor. That's not your standard grocery store olive oil. There is also, the really nice different pasta sauces that you can add, and just make a very personalized basket. Maybe they're gluten-free, and just add some gluten-free pasta boxes in there too, and a few Italian cookie boxes and chocolates and that sort of thing. Those sorts of gifts are so thoughtful and very useful, and they're going to bring a ton of joy, in my opinion. So going the edibles route, I think, always wins people over. The fourth gift idea is kind of offshooting against the idea of edibles, and I'm going to call them more like consumables, because they're things that you will want to use and enjoy. And consumables can be so many different things. It could be anything, but where I'm going with it in terms of what I love to receive and what I have gifted to other people in the past have been other consumables. It could be a really bougie candle that maybe they wouldn't want to splurge on themselves, but my favorite thing to give and to also receive as a gift are actually reed diffusers. So this is the reed diffuser that I currently have in my house. This is by Nest. This is the scent called Holiday, and it is the most beautiful, universally gorgeous scent ever. And I wouldn't even necessarily, it's called Holiday, but I wouldn't necessarily just equate it only for holiday season. I would totally use this year round, but this is what the bottle looks like. It's so beautiful, and it's a decent amount, and this really does throw a good scent. Another wonderful brand that does really good high quality reed diffusers is Jo Malone. And Jo Malone, I have one of those that I'm saving that I'm going to use after this one runs out. But Jo Malone does really beautiful reed diffusers as well that throw, such good scent, and a variety of different scents obviously as well. Now I will say that not all reed diffusers are built the same. In my experience, I have bought a couple from places like Home Goods and things like that where they have reed diffusers, and I have used it in my own home, and you can't really smell anything. So you're going to be spending the money, but it's really not going to throw any scent, and if it does, it's only for the first day or two. So I wouldn't really waste your money there if you're gonna spend the money. Nest is a much more affordable price point, if I recall correctly, than Jo Malone. If you want to go a little bit fancier, there is Jo Malone, and I'm sure a lot of other brands do reed diffusers that I'm unaware of, but I would say go with a quality one that actually does throw scent, because that's the whole purpose of it. So this is a really, really great gift idea that I think most people would enjoy receiving. Okay, so I saved the best for last. The last idea that I think is super thoughtful and worthy, and in my opinion, I think is going to be a crowd pleaser for most people, is an experiential gift card. So I say experiential gift card, not just a generic gift card. Now, I know gift cards in general are thought of as a very impersonal gift, and I would agree with that. If you gave someone a Visa card for $50, $100, whatever it is, it's a nice gift, of course, because they can spend it on whatever they want. But I think when you give someone an experiential gift card with an experience, and you tailor it to the person that is specific to the person that you know, and you know that they will enjoy, I think that is one of the best gifts that you can give to somebody, because it's an experience. Giving a gift card to a very specific restaurant that you think someone might enjoy. So maybe it's dinner for two, and maybe it's $100 gift card, maybe it's $150, whatever it is, whatever you feel comfortable giving. And maybe it's to somebody who is always busy being a mom, or just on the go and traveling a lot for work. And so I think giving a gift card to a restaurant you know that they either love and enjoy, or maybe it's a little bit out of their budget and you really want to treat them to a great experience, that's such a great way to give an experiential gift card. But my favorite way of giving an experiential gift card is something called Candlelight Concerts. It is so affordable. I have been to a couple of these this year already, and I will tell you, the experience was such a wonderful, wonderful experience. It's basically a candlelight concert, and the venue can always be different, and that's what makes it so interesting too. So it could be in a traditional theater, or it could be at a beautiful church, and so the venue changes, and the music of genre is across the board that will please everybody and anybody. I promise you this, okay? So Candlelight Concerts is basically candlelights, thousands of candlelight everywhere in a dim, dark room. The only light that there is are candlelights all over the place on the stage, and sometimes when you first walk in, you'll see candlelights everywhere, and it's just so beautiful and romantic. And especially on a cozy winter's night, you can go to something like this. Basically, it's an orchestra, a very small orchestra most times, of musicians playing string instruments like the violin, viola, cello. Sometimes there is drums, and sometimes there is guitar, depending on what kind of show it is. But there is across different genres, okay? So there is Beyonce for the Beyonce lover. There is Taylor Swift for the pop lover. There is the traditional, very classic Mozart type of music. But there's also like themes like Home Alone. They play the entire soundtrack to Home Alone on an orchestra. I also went to a rock and roll theme one. So they were playing the biggest hits from Van Halen, Guns N' Roses, Ozzy Osbourne, you know, all of it. It was so fantastic. The experience was so good. And I literally had a smile on my face the entire time. And it's just such a different experience. I so highly recommend it. If you haven't tried it or been to something like it, I would so recommend it. And another concert, candlelight concert that I've been to, was all Queen music. And Queen is one of my favorite bands, and our family loves it. My kids love Queen, and so they played so many of Queen's biggest hits on the orchestra, and it was so beautiful and it was so amazing. And I will tell you that, you know, for me, there was definitely an emotional part of it too. It touches your soul. The experience touches your soul. It is so good. I cannot speak more highly of it. I'll link the website where you might be able to find tickets in your own city, but it is such a beautiful, rich, wonderful experience. And for us, when we bought tickets, it was like $30 a person. So very affordable. And it really depends on which tier you want to sit in. Obviously, the closer you are, the more expensive it is, but it's still very affordable. If you do go, it's for yourself, or if you do gift it to someone, I would recommend going as close up to the stage, even the first row. So I would recommend Candlelight Concerts in a heartbeat. And I really hope you found this video helpful. Right. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm really excited to finally feel settled, be in our home, and have our first Christmas in this house, and just really enjoy the holiday season. And I really hope you found this video helpful. Let us know in the comments below, what are some of your favorite gifts that you've received in the past? Because I feel like that would really help a lot of us, because we all kind of draw a blank at this time of year when we're like, ugh, what do we get this person? And I think you can never have too many good ideas. So go ahead and share them in the comments. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you continue to tune into my channel. I have some great video ideas coming up, and another Cezanne Part 2 try-on video. So I'm really excited about that. So stay tuned for that. I think that might be my next one. And yes, I will definitely be doing a closet tour of my new closet, and that's going to be super exciting. But see, I'm a very private person, and obviously, you know, safety and security is definitely an important part of the equation. So I'm not doing a full house tour, but I might show my favorite parts of this house in small bits. So we'll call it like a mini house tour, where you can see some of the special things that we've done to this house to make it our own. I don't know. And I sincerely wish everyone a wonderful holiday season with your family and friends and all your loved ones. I think this is such a special, wonderful, beautiful time of year that really just elicits so much positivity and is really a great time for all of us to reflect on all of our blessings. And I feel very, very fortunate and grateful to have this YouTube community that I have, but all the other blessings in my life. I truly don't take it for granted. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful holiday season.